Well, well, well. If it isn't the two most dedicated people in the Footy Prime landscape. Come on.
Dedicated is right.
It's just you and me here, our former Premier Leaguer, Craig Forrest, dipping out at the wrong time. What were you doing? You went to make a cup of tea with 30 seconds left in the countdown clock?
No, I just saw a text message said we're up, and I'm like, oh, I must be delayed, so I better reboot.
That you're cooking your brown beans for your English breakfast.
Craig Forrest, you former professional athlete, you. It's cute when you think. It's really cute. That was for Jimmy. That message in our group chat was for Jimmy to let him know that he's late, to recap what I'm sure was a gut-wrenching first half for him, perhaps, at least in part. Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham 1 after 45 minutes at the City Ground. But Craig, Nottingham Forest look pretty good. What I love is how positive they are. They want to kick it with Tottenham. That you can see the difference in quality that favors Tottenham. It didn't take much quality from Harry Kane at all to put Spurs in front. But I really like what Forest are doing here.
Yeah, they play some really nice football. And Spurs are kind of interesting because, if you watch that game last week against Wolves at home, Wolves had many large parts of that game with great possession and just lacked that killer instinct up front to, bury a couple in the first half. And then second half, Kane was really the difference maker, gets on the end of a set piece and, 1-0 is the score. So like the commentators were talking about there is kind of typical Tottenham, not playing their very, very best, but they seem to be getting the job done to this point anyway. But Forest do have some really nice pieces. And I think Cooper's an excellent coach, not only, doing it at younger levels with England and what he did last year, but the turnover of players that he's had is massive, absolutely massive. I know he's 17 players, new signings. Like it's just a revolving door, just keeps coming and coming. So that's not an easy position for a manager to be in. Very difficult, and he's doing a decent job. And they've had their little bit of luck as well.
Typical Forest, though, as you say. Conte must be so frustrated with that. I wouldn't want to be the journalist in the press room that says that. Like, oh, so Antonio, a bit typical for you. Typical. You always use this word, typical, let me tell you. And he stares through your soul. Well, I tell you, this is what I'm suited for. Being at home, removed, online, where I can, speak to them on the phone and a couple of different, cross things. But sit in that daily press room or ask those questions on Zoom, I couldn't do it, buddy.
No, I have to tell you, this is way more efficient and fun. And I was just to say earlier, we were talking about, that first half, it could easily be 3-0 for the Spurs. Let's be honest.
For Spurs.
Oh, thank you for the Spurs. Put it on the internet. Or it could be 2-1 for Forest. Like if they could finish something. And it was quite interesting. And I know we've got Chris Rourke on. He's saying, glad my Spurs are ahead, but damn, Forest controlled most of the play, to your point, B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they did. And Spurs, Craig, are comfortable to sit back behind the ball. But if they continue to do that and just kind of wait for the counter or wait to burn them with quality, as they did to find the first goal in the first 5 minutes, I think Forest can burn them. Like, that's a really good front three that they've got going on. Brennan Johnson is one of the very few that starred for the championship side and has been allowed to feature here in the Premier League.
Yeah,
credit to him. But he's got two very strong, capable feet on either side of him, and Jesse Lingard on the left, and Morgan Gibbs-White, who very much looks like that number 10 with a point to prove. Gibbs-White,
confidence and brave in their attack. Like I said, Cooper's got them, playing, aggressive and positive football. We're not going for results, and I think they will pick up those results. But again, though, we just said very similarly against Wolves. So I don't expect Spurs to be, they're in a good position because they're 1-0 up and fortunate in some ways. But I expect a much better and more controlling Tottenham in the second half.
I do too. I wonder if it's just Conte figuring out how to best use his best players. Like, we see this a lot, and Steven Gerrard, obviously different class of manager to Conte, but is in this difficult situation where Buendia and Coutinho are so similar and do so much of the same. He can't figure out how to have them play together and to be effective. And yet for Spurs, you look at Son, Kane, Perisic, Kulusevski. These are all attacking strengths that normally you can't fit four on the pitch. But in this 3-4-2-1, he's done that by putting Perisic on the left side, which I thought could be really effective. We haven't seen it be so effective so far.
Mm-hmm. Interesting though, with the oh, look at Jimmy getting dressed.
Yeah, Wonger, let me do the controls there because
I wanted that to happen.
You caught him mid nipples.
I thought we needed to see Jimmy's nipples.
Well,
hi guys.
How you doing, Pilot? Did you just wake up? Thanks for joining us.
No, I was actually at a football pitch at 8:00 this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, have you seen any of your former club on the football pitch against Spurs in 45 minutes?
Yes.
We were just talking about how good that they looked in controlling the play, and I love how positive they are.
Forrest,
they want to go toe-to-toe with Spurs.
Yeah.
I think it leaves them vulnerable, but against quality,
that's how they got
always
caught
going to do that.
10. Yeah.
Yeah, in the first 5 minutes. Morgan Gibbs-White in that number 10 shirt, though. God, he looks like a confident player. He looks like he's got a point to prove.
He looks good, eh? For me, they're fucking good going forward, in around the box. But I've never seen sorry guys, hold on. I've never seen a team block so many shots.
Huh.
I mean, when you watch Tottenham, look how many times they're throwing their bodies around.
Yeah, they were fortunate, Jimmy. I thought that the Forrest were good value for something in that first half, but we were expecting a lot different from Spurs in the second half.
Yeah.
What's the biggest turnover you ever had in a club from off season to next season? Like 17 players is insane.
The number's up now, isn't it?
It's gone up from 17?
I think they're 18, 19.
Oh,
yeah.
They got another player that's sitting in the stands right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you wonder what those conversations must be like with Cooper and ownership. At what point last season did they say, okay, look, we go up? Like, you can't tell me this has all just been since the playoff where you're just chasing people, ringing up. So they must have had some type of game plan. Let's go do this. And then when you get promoted, things fall into your lap you wouldn't have anticipated, like Jesse Lingard, I'm sure. Okay, make that happen. Morgan Gibbs-White, maybe even. Hey, can we do 40 million? Boom, make that happen. Looks good now. But there's got, I mean, Fulham, Villa, there's some bad examples here of teams that overspent in coming up and it really derailing the start of their season. It's hard to integrate.
Yeah. No, you're right.
No, thanks, Jimmy.
Sorry, sorry, boys. I got the game going on there.
Well, it's halftime, Jimmy, actually, which is the whole point. But no, you're catching up.
Though.
You can catch up on the game.
It was interesting. They mentioned David Johnson, whose kid is playing right now. And they mentioned Ipswich, but he also played at Forest. Did you play with him? They had a shot of him in the stands.
Yeah, I played with Jono. Yeah, I'm good friends with Jono.
What kind of player was he? Like his son?
Jono was a striker, right? Flat out 9. He's prolific goal scorer, unbelievable in and around the box.
Yeah,
like I mean, legendary. Really, really good. Can score anywhere. And for me, he was great to play with because every time I got down the line, I was looking to whip balls in, and his movement was fantastic, and he was on the end of everything. And I think the good partnership with him was with Marlon Harewood alongside him. Yeah. Right. So between Marlon and David Johnson, the relationship was it was phenomenal. The goals that the two of them scored together was ridiculous. And I think because of Marlon Harewood was so big, right, and he was that good target man, but he could get in behind. And then David Johnson was that guy that could come in and around feet and play off him.
And Hayward, big, tall, tough striker that had when he got mad, his voice got really squeaky.
Yeah, he did. He did. And that was quite funny because for the size of him, every time he got mad and he yelled, this high pitched sound came out like, you guys.
like
it'd be funny because then you'd start laughing, going, that voice does not fit that body.
Like Jamie Carragher when he gets excited. When Jamie Carragher gets excited, he hits a level that you think is unfathomable for a man of 6'2".
Yeah,
there's like a pitch change.
Yep.
It's crazy. Okay.
No.
I didn't picture that with Marlon Harewood. Wonger, I know that we're often catching up with soccer history and rules and stuff, but you don't remember the whole part in the show where Jimmy was explaining why Johnson's first name is Brennan? Brennan?
No. Go. Oh, it's named after Jimmy Brennan.
Correct.
Hey!
Hey, let's do it the right way. He is named after.
Yes.
Not it.
Not it.
So
See, Wonger's living in a safe space
it's-
where he doesn't know pronouns
yeah.
anymore. He wants to be safe
Yeah.
to everyone.
Just
Like
making
everybody's
sure.
a they. Yeah,
No,
but there's
so-
they, and then he's a him.
Yeah. No, so going back to that. No, they just like the name. Like we were good friends. You know, Jono, Allison. There's a big group of us that always hung out together, and they just like the name Brennan, and that's how they end up giving the name to Brennan Johnson.
Jimmy,
Well, his
not
hair
so
doesn't
much.
look like yours, so that's good. It's a good
No.
thing.
No. It's definitely David's.
I like
Yes.
that you picked up where I was going there.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Look, it's about to get going again at the City Ground. So, a quick prediction for the second half, Jimmy.
I think. Look, I love the way the Force is playing right now. You know, they get forward. Obviously, defensively they've just got to get it right because you can see how dangerous Kane and Son is, and how quick they can break and go forward. And you just don't want to see them open up too much and then get caught off guard. But I think in and around the box, they've been very good moving the ball side to side, creating some opportunities. But they just got to hit the target. I mean, to be fair to Tottenham, they're throwing their bodies all over the place, making it very difficult. But I'm expecting it to open up just a little bit in the second half, and I'm sure at one point Cooper will make a change and maybe go with a different tactical formation, probably within 15 minutes of the second half to try to catch Spurs out.
I tell you what, appreciate you taking my lead there with a quick answer. But they look a hell of a lot better than Villa. Very quickly, much shorter than that, Craig. Taking the second half as they're about to kick off.
Well, let's hope it's better than Villa West Ham, although the result was good.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Villa,
We'll get into that on this just in our typical regular Sunday afternoon record, which we will do after we do the post game show when Nottingham Forest and Tottenham concludes. So thanks for tuning into this on our Twitter feed or on YouTube, wherever you found us. This is Sunday, our new Sunday tradition to do this late kickoff with you, live streams at halftime and post game. So do make sure you join us for the post game show. And Wonger, it'd be unfair for me not to ask your prediction for the second half, buddy. What do you want to see?
Well, I think it's going to end up being 2-0. Sorry, Jimmy.
2-0. Oh, so nothing from it up front.
No, nothing from it. Sorry.
He's such a plum.
A clown face. A scary clown face.
More from us at full time. Enjoy the second half, everybody.